I'm Lauren from Pack Hacker, and in this video we're going to be taking a detailed look at the gravel pouch, which I've been testing for the last month. I took this thing with me on a trip to Boston, and there were some things I loved about it and some things that didn't work quite as well, so we'll be getting into all of that and more in this video. If you find this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe so we can keep making content that helps you travel smarter. Let's dive in. So this is Gravel's version of a 311 bag. So this is TSA friendly. I took it on 2 flights with me and I didn't have any issues going through security or anything like that. One thing that I was curious about, if it would be an issue, is this sort of like fogged glass look that it has. And so you can see the stuff that's on the inside decently well. I mean, you can see that that's toothpaste. If you look hard enough, you can see that that's sunscreen. You can see the shampoo writing right there. And so it's not completely fogged up, but it does have a unique look that, you know, usually when you see a 311 bag, it's going to be like completely clear. So I wasn't sure if that would impact anything, and I didn't have any issues. So that was great. Got some subtle logo action down here, and then this nice kind of just like sleek bar at the top. I just really like the look of it. I think it brings a bit of a unique style compared to other 311 bags that you find. And then up top we have a, this is an unbranded zipper, and the zipper pull is kind of like a soft plastic. It's got a little bit of like a grip to it, and so that's nice and easy to pull open. And then we have this silicone hanging strap on the side. So this was really great. You can just kind of attach it to like a towel bar or something like that in your bathroom. But what I did find is that when you hang it up, everything that is in there kind of falls down to the bottom. You can see like immediately that sunscreen started tipping over. And so when you have the bag open, which I can show you when we actually get in there, things are a little bit harder to grab. And so I found that that was really great for just like when I wanted to keep it off the counter, I hung it up. But when I needed to actually use it, I found myself more so like taking it off and putting it on the counter next to me. So it was a little bit easier to get to things without them like falling all over each other. So getting on to the inside of this thing, we're going to start off just opening the zipper. And if you look at the zipper here, you can tell it has sort of like it looks like a little aqua guard kind of action here up top. And this is really great. I actually did have a spill while I was testing this, which is great so that I could test the functionality of that. I didn't have any issues with any of it was my shampoo bottle that I just didn't close. And so it got all over everything in here, but none of it leaked out. And so that was really great. However, when I was cleaning it, and it is very easy to clean, I did find that it's not completely watertight. And so theoretically speaking, with enough pressure, there might be a little bit of leaking that could get through. I didn't have any issues, but it was fairly, you know, it wasn't really crushed too much in my bag. But you can see if I were to just kind of like have this nice and filled up and squeeze it, you can almost like hear it. And the air does come out of there. So when I was cleaning it, I had it filled up with water and I was squeezing it and it was kind of like spurting out of the zipper. And so that's something to keep in mind. You know, if you have it shoved into a corner, it might start pushing out any sort of a spilled liquid that's in there. But for myself, just having some loose shampoo, it wasn't too bad. So opening this up, inside we just have a little dump pocket. So there's nothing really special about the inside of it here. You can see there's no base to the actual pouch itself. It lays completely flat when it's empty. And so that means that when you have it set up on your table, it's not going to stand up super, super well. So when I wasn't hanging it, which as I mentioned before, as you hang it, the like things that you have inside kind of tip over a little bit. If I wasn't hanging and I did have it on the counter next to me, I was always really like leaning it up against something because I felt like, you know, the less that I had in there, the easier it was to kind of tip over. There wasn't really any structure to hold it up. And then it was a little bit harder to get to all of my things. You can see it's kind of like right now it's folded down completely because there's nothing on this. There's things on this side that are tall enough to hold it up, whereas there's nothing on this side here. And so that was really the biggest curveball or learning curve, I guess, that I had with this here, is just finding that sweet spot of gear that made it so that it wouldn't, you know, tip over when I was using it. But with everything that's on the inside there, it did work out pretty well. So this is actually designed to fit in 2 of their toiletry bags. So I've got those here with me. Let me pull those up. So we have the Max and the Plus, and it does fit inside both of them. And I'll just kind of give you a quick little look here. But essentially it fits in that little gap This here is the max, and that fits, you know, there's a ton of room left to spare with this thing over here. Just gonna push this off to the side. And then this one here is the plus. I believe it was, let me find it. No, that was the wrong pocket. This back pocket here. And this one is a bit of a tighter fit. So it's basically the entire width of the actual pouch itself. So you do gotta have to like shimmy it in there, but it does fit as well. And so if you wanted to integrate this in with your other gravel toiletry pouches, then this is a really great option for that. Otherwise, I think it does do its job pretty well as just a 3-1-1 bag. I think it looks a lot sleeker than other ones do. The biggest learning curve, or the curve for me, was when I was hanging it up, the things falling over, or just leaving it on the counter. Sometimes it would just tip over like that. So there you have it, the gravel pouch. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel, and we'll see you in the next video.